Hello, welcome again to Astro with Mary, where we're learning a bit about astrology and about our birth charts and how astrology is jolly useful and helpful. And last week we were talking about Mercury, and that's how we communicate. And this episode, episode 8, we're going to be talking about Venus, and she's the goddess of love. Now, Venus is quite easy to see. It's visible normally in the UK early in the morning, and it's early in the evening. So you can't see it very, very late at night. Sort of 12 o'clock or whatever, it'd be out of vision there because it tends to sort of hang around near the horizon. But anyway, it is visible, and it's a very nice planet to be watching round about the springtime. I tend to like sitting outside and watching it. It's bright planet, so it is one that is visible from Earth. And in fact, Mars is visible, but it's a lot smaller and it's sort of a funny pinky colour. But Venus is a nice white planet, easy to see, and the best time to see it is when the moon is in near enough the same sign. So at the moment Venus is transiting round about Pisces or Aries, so when we wait until the moon goes into those same signs, then it'll be near to Venus and the two of them are visible, and it's much easier. But in astrology we consider Venus to be the goddess of love, so she determines for us how we love. So in what way do we love? So do we love in an active way or in a passive way? And I tend to think of Venus as being the planet that receives love, and Mars is the planet that gives it. Now, if we're thinking about transsexuals and people that aren't heterosexual, Venus still has a place, because it would be how you would like to receive love. So would you want it to receive it in an active way, a passive way, a demonstrative way, a quiet way, whatever. And this week we're going back to Celia's chart, and she is the author of Twisting Coyote's Tail and also Totem Animals. Fabulous book. Go to Google and buy Totem Animals by Celia Gunn. That tells you all about the different animals that you could have an affinity with and what it means in life. So I don't know, say you kept coming across a bumblebee, I think, bang, what does this mean? Look it up in her book, right? So in Celia's case, she has her Venus in the sign of Aries. So there she is. She's a nice, slow, steady Taurus with Sun and Moon in Taurus, but her love planet is in the sign of Aries. Now, Aries actually is a planet that has more affinity with Mars. Aries is a sign that has more affinity with Mars than it does with Venus. But hey, there we go. Her love planet's in Venus, which means that she would like to receive her love in a much more demonstrative way. So she's more action orientated, because Aries is a very action orientated sign. So if you think of the Nike slogan, just do it, then that would be describing what the Aries energy is about. So in her case, she would like to receive love that's very visible, action orientated, and there, she doesn't want something gentle, she wants it there. We will be talking about houses in quite a few more episodes time, so not yet. We have to do all the planets first. And where it's located in your chart is as important as the sign it's in. But as I say, in Celia's case, she has it in the sign of Aries. So her love that she needs to receive is obviously going to be more action orientated. Now, Venus also governs and relates to our sense of taste. So if you were living with somebody and your Venuses didn't get on, I don't know, maybe one of you's earth and the other air, earth and air just don't get on because it just creates dust. But just say that were the case, then you would completely disagree about how you'd like to have your house decorated. One of you would want it this way and the other would want it the other. So if you're having disagreements about your domestic setup, then do check the signs that your Venuses are in with your partners. Now, I do cover Venus and Mars in much more depth in my newly to be released book, which is The Astrology of Lovers, How Astrology Can Help You Love Better. So do keep your eyes peeled out for that. That will be coming out very soon. I'm hoping it'll be out March this year. But it will be on Amazon. I will be promoting it on my podcast. This is a jolly good book. I'm really pleased with the way that it's turned out. as I say, I'll be going into more detail about the planets of Venus and Mars, because those are the two planets that we need to consider when we are talking about love and affection. Now, the way that Venus orbits means it's never too far away from your sun sign. So in Celia's case, she's got her sun sign and her moon sign in Taurus, and her Venus is just one sign on. Now, in my case, I've got my sun sign in Pisces, but my Venus and Mars are both in Aquarius. So the nature of the way that it orbits, for instance, you couldn't have your Venus in an opposite sign. So say your sun sign was Pisces, you couldn't. It would be, astronomically impossible for you to have your Venus in the sign of Virgo. So do check when you have your chart made up that you are you've inputted the data correctly and you look at the right symbol. And the symbol for Venus is the same as the one for the ladies' toilets, which is a circle with a little cross below it. So it's the feminine symbol. So it's feminine toilets, whatever way you would look at. I mean, actually, I don't know if they do have that symbol on ladies' toilets. Sometimes they do. It depends what country you're in. But it's a circle. So it's the circle of the whole, and then it's the little cross below it. That is the symbol for Venus. So when you're looking at your chart and you've got your chart up on astro.com, look in the circle for where your Venus is, and then look in the sign that it's in. Is it earth? Is it fire? Is it air? Is it water? And in Celia's case, she's got it in a fire sign, so her Venus travels much more fast. Her love energy is fast. It's the faster sign of the zodiac, actually, Aries, as it goes. So find yours, and then find how far away it is from your sun sign. Is it one sign away? I think it could be a maximum of 2 signs away, if I remember rightly, depending on how far into the zodiac your own sun sign is. And this will give you some information on love, affection, but also your attitude towards money. Venus governs money as well. Have you got a healthy attitude towards the stuff? Now, in my case, I've got Venus and Mars in Aquarius, and that's sort of Aquarius is a bit of a bonkers sign, really. They're freedom orientated individuals. They hate being told what to do, blah blah blah. So in case you hadn't guessed already, I really do enjoy being self-employed and being my own boss. So my attitude towards money is a lot, what does my work allow me to do? It gives me the freedom to do what I want to do. It's not as if I want to earn money just to accumulate it. I like to earn money for the freedom that it gives me, the freedom of choice. So again, Venus is about love, it's about affection, it's taste, and it's also your attitude towards money. So you know what the signs of the zodiac, now we've covered all of those, but you'll be thinking in a different way now about your Venus and how it relates to you. And you could find in your chart that you've got an awful lot of planets. Everyone is flipping different. One might be a water sign, one might be air, one might be earth, one might be fire. You're going, oh my goodness, I got all these different elements in my chart. How am I going to ever settle down? Well, it might be that you've got a nice attitude towards life, and with all those different elements in it, you've got a totally different way of looking at the world. So that's good. So don't knock it. So find your Venus, have a look at it, attitude towards love, how you receive it, money, and taste. Those are the 3 main things that Venus will give you an indicator for. And then later on, when we learn a little bit more astrology, we'll be talking about aspects. So an aspect is the mathematical relationship between one planet and another. So 2 planets are very close together, we call that conjunction. 2 planets that are opposite each other, we call that an opposition. And in Celia's case, she's got her Venus opposite her Neptune. Her Neptune's in the sign of Libra, which is the opposite sign to Aries, which is where her Venus is located. And whatever planet you might have opposite or aspecting your Venus will also be the issues, inverted commas, that you might have with that particular planet. So those are the lines that are drawn between one planet and another. So if you've made your chart up correctly at astro.com, please don't use another website, because I am not going to be guiding another website. It has to be astro.com or nothing. You'll either have a blue line, which is a friendly aspect, or a red line, which is a challenging one. So looking at in Celia's case, she has 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. She's got 2 challenging aspects, 3 because she's got an inconjunct, and she has 1 friendly aspect. So there's her Venus is making a friendly little chat to her Pluto in Leo, so that's nice. That's also a fire sign. So do keep into consideration which planets in your chart might be chatted to each other. If they've got red lines, join in them. Those are challenging. If they've got blue lines, those are more friendly. So, you might find that your chart's weighed one way or the other, or not at all, or there might not be any aspects. Bit rare, but it can happen if you've got very much a clustered chart. If you've read my book, The Astrology of Indigos, Everyday Solutions to Spiritual Difficulties, which is available as an ebook on Amazon. I think it's only something like $2.99. It's not a lot of money. That's a pretty big book. It explains about indigos. Indigos were born between 79 and 99. There's a few born in the early 2000s, but not many. But that explains the conjunction of Uranus and Neptune, which only happens once every 170 years. But we will come on to that in another podcast, but not today, because today we're discussing Venus. Now, there is 2 signs of the zodiac that Venus is friendly with and looks after. We call them rulerships. So the signs are Taurus and Libra, and they're ruled by, looked after, friends with the planet Venus. So if you were to have your Venus in either the signs of Taurus or Libra, then your Venus is going to feel very happy and at home. And those rulerships, don't ask me who invented them. I've got no idea. It was probably somebody way back in the Babylonians, 2,000 years ago. It wasn't me, so don't blame me. I didn't make those rulerships. But the ruling planets, when they're in their own sign. So, for instance, if you're a sun sign Leo, then the sun is ruled by. The planet, the sun, is ruled by the sign Leo is ruled by the planet, the sun. So if you've got your sun sign in Leo, then it's very happy. If you've got your Venus in the sign of Libra or Taurus, it's very happy. If you've got Mercury in the sign of Gemini or Virgo, it's very happy. If you've got your moon in the sign of Cancer, you are Mrs. or Mr. even, very moody and emotional, but it's happy in that sign. If you've got your Jupiter in the sign of Sagittarius, it's happy there. If you've got your Neptune in the sign of Pisces, which you won't have unless you were just born recently, and Uranus in the sign of Aquarius, again, those are rulerships and they're happy. And Pluto is Scorpio. Sometimes it rules Mars, but Mars is now, modern times, ruled by Aries. So that's just a quick rundown. I don't even know why I stuck that in there. Capricorn is Saturn. That has the affinity with Saturn and Capricorn. Those rulerships. So we're just looking at Venus at the moment. So if your Venus is in Taurus or Libra, it's at home. Now there are other things. Does it mean anything if it's in its opposite sign? There's things called fall and detriment, and goodness me, if we start covering those things in this introduction to astrology, we'll never get out of the box. But those are the things that we can be discussing much later on. So find your Venus, see what sign it's in, and then think to myself, is that my attitude towards money, to receiving love, and to how the decor in my house is? Does that make sense for me? And you'll find it quite illuminating. In my case, as I've got my Venus and Mars in Aquarius, they're in the 6th house, which is to do with health. And so and it's sort of, Mars is about energy as well. Venus is about the things you love, and the 6th house is the house of work and health. So I do happen to love my job, and I didn't really start loving my work until I became self-employed. So as I say, attitude towards money as well. So it's quite illuminating when you get further into astrology. But just discovering your Venus, so you find that little simple circle with a cross below it. That's the sign for it. So that's a symbol for it. Find the sign it's in, and have a little workout. And do let me know. Email me, mary@maryenglish.co.uk. I don't answer I do answer every email, but I might not be specific in my answer. I might just say thanks very much for the comment, or you can put comments actually onto, I think you can put them onto Libsyn where I've hosted this, or you can send a message to me on there. But lovely to talk to you today. So it's just a little bit of info about Venus, which is all about love. So we're speaking to you next week, so have a lovely day now. Bye bye.